Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we've got a Glenturret 18-year-old from Douglas Laing, 294 bottles, bottled at 55.9% ABV and matured in a single sherry puncheon. That's the label. Like I said, 18-year-old, distilled in 2004 and bottled in June of 2022. So I got this as a Christmas gift, I believe. I'm trying to see where the box is, but it's over there. I got this as a Christmas gift from my girlfriend's dad. It costs £175, which seems like quite a lot for an 18-year-old. The Glenturret, I know it's their private stock, it's single cask. It's non-chill filtered, no added colouring. That's quite a lot for the price point. So we'll discuss that after we've actually tried it and tasted it, and we'll see if it's a whiskey win or a whiskey bin. So the nose, I get Jaffa cakes on the nose. You'll probably find with my notes I get a lot of orange throughout this dram. So there's Jaffa cakes. It's a little dusty, almost like a kind of dunnage smell. When you give it a little bit of a swirl in the glass, you get grated ginger. There's a smell that probably sounds unpleasant, but it's actually quite nice, and it's sour mango. Just like a little bit, not completely off, just imagine it like a sour sweet or something like that, a sour mango sweet rather than the fruit being actually off. Yeah, there's orange oil and like shaved chocolate that you use in bacon or something, so it kind of ties in with that Jaffa cake, the orange and the chocolate flavour. But it's lovely on the nose. I wasn't sure what to make of this when Stevie first gifted me it. Obviously I was very chuffed to have received it, but I've not had a lot of Glenturret, so I wasn't sure what it'd be like, and obviously the sherry's definitely there helping carry it, but yeah, the nose is fantastic. The palate, quite juicy to start with on the palate, but then you get this kind of chocolate macadamia nut. There's some smoked tobacco leaf. After a while in the mouth, you can taste this kind of used smoked tobacco leaf, as if the cigar is just sitting in the ashtray, kind of burning away. There's that kind of taste, if you can taste that. There's toffee coins. I think it's Quality Street that does them, and there's also like a spiced orange again. Like I said, quite a consistent whiskey with the orange throughout. A little fruity. Definitely sweet, not a lot of bitter elements. Possibly the cigar being a little bitter, but all so far quite a sweet, juicy dram, and even in the palate, it's quite pleasant. So the finish is long. Yeah, I'd say it's long, maybe medium to long. It's not the longest of finishes, but it is. it's there. There's probably some like soft cola cube flavours, those little sweets you used to get. It's quite subtle, it's not very dominant, it's not a powerful flavour, it's just there, a little bit subtle, a little soft. There's Muller toffee yogurt, that kind of sweet, almost, it's not, to be fair actually, it's not that sickly. Muller yogurt, quite sickly sweet. This is maybe not Muller yogurt then, maybe an off-brand that's not as sweet, but it's just got that hint of toffee there, so like kind of toffee creaminess, toffee yogurt. There's possibly something like, and I don't know why it has to be this specific, but like shaved charred wood. I don't know why. I don't know if this has been shaved and toasted, or if it's just a charred cask, or if it's even charred at all, because there's not a lot of charring elements in the palate. But in the finish, I feel like there's this kind of, if you've got like a stave of the barrel and it's charred on the inside, and you've just taken a plane to it, and you've shaved off that layer of kind of crust, layer of charring. That's what I smell or taste. I don't know what the hell, how that correlates to taste, but yeah, that's in my taste, in my finish. So make of that what you will. I'll finish the rest off camera. So I'm just reading here, it says chocolate cocoa cracker. Laing has specially selected a single cask from deep within Douglas Laing family vaults in the belief that this is a remarkable representation of chocolate cocoa cracker. Yeah, so I agree with the chocolate for sure. I've got like that Jaffa Cake feeling, a lot of orange, a lot of that sweetness there. But we'll get down to review and see if it's a Whisky Win or a Whisky Bin. So if you're new here, how I rate my whiskies on 3 factors is: would I buy it again, do I think it's worth it, and would I recommend it? And also, yeah, if we get 1 out of 3 of them, then it's a Whisky Bin. If we get 2 out of 3, hopefully it focuses, then it's a Whisky Win. So I'll start with the price. Do I think it's worth it? I am really enjoying this dram, and I've not had this open long. I mean, the worst thing about it is the bloody glass cork, so it's definitely, you're paying for a little bit of fanciness with the glass cork and the presentation, but the whiskey itself speaks volumes. It's very tasty. I wasn't sure how this was going to be. I thought it might just been like an over kind of presented whiskey, but it's fantastic, and I've not had it open long. You can't really see, I'm not sure if you can see the shadow, but I'm probably just under halfway through it, and I've been kind of hammering this at quite an alarming rate because I've been enjoying it that much. So I don't think it's worth it. It should be a little bit less. It's an 18-year-old Glenturret. Glenturret's not a luxurious distillery that everyone knows about and everybody loves. It's there, it gets used for blends, so I don't really see that pricing. I understand with the I'll see if I can get the box. I understand with the, everything's going to fall. I understand with the packaging that they've kind of priced it that for that reason. So there you go, that's it there. Yeah, and the glass cork and stuff, I can understand why they've maybe priced it that. Maybe to kind of appeal to another kind of luxury market, but it doesn't require it. This should just be in a normal bottle, a straight bottle, normal cork, no issue, and it would be absolutely worth every penny. Maybe not £175 though. So yeah, it's not a long-winded way of saying it's not worth £175. Would I buy it again? So I used to think to myself on this one, would I buy it again has to be at RRP, because that's what I'm kind of reviewing the whiskey on. But I don't feel like it has to be at RRP, so I'm going to explain myself. If I could get this at auction for £80, £100, £100 probably how much I'd pay, or maybe even 120, that's as far as I'd stretch. I think it's worth that, and I would buy it again. So to answer that question, yes, I would buy it again. I think it's a cracking whiskey, good memories with it so far, and like I said, I'm going through it quite quick. So although it's not worth £175, I'd buy it again if I could get it for cheaper. And would I recommend it? Yeah, you need to try this. It's a great whiskey. Yes, the sherry's evident. It's one sherry puncheon. It's very sherry forward, but I think there's also some other elements in there that I've enjoyed. The macadamia nuts, also the kind of charred the charred wood shaving for some reason. So I think there's some things to explore, and there probably is more to explore than just what I've found. Maybe some water would help it go, but I've had water in it and I think it's fine without the water, but other people might find more. So yeah, I'd recommend trying it. I think it's like a decent dram. It's not overly complex, it's just there, but it's really tasty. That's what I've got to say. It's if you're looking for sherry, it's sherry, but it's lovely. So it's a Whisky Win because we've got 2 out of 3, and I think that's all I've got to say. So yeah, thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Wins. I'll see you later.